All right, if you're going to run a virtual law practice, the first thing you're going to need to do is have a website. And the best way to grab a domain for your website is through a service that I use for all my domains, and that's called Namecheap. So you're going to have to go ahead and sign in, and you can purchase a domain through Namecheap, which is fairly simple. All right, once you set up your initial domain, you're going to go back to the dashboard, and then you have to choose the domain. And so we're going to be setting up a website for this brand new website I'm building for virtual attorneys called Practice Law Virtually. I also registered a couple other names, the virtualattorney.net and virtualattorney.co, but ultimately I think I'm going to go ahead with Practice Law Virtually. Go ahead and click on Manage here. And then what we're going to do is you're going to go into a hosting provider. Now the hosting provider that I like to use is SiteGround. If you haven't used SiteGround, it's fairly easy. I've never had any issues with them. I've not had a lot of downtime. As a starter service, I think they're great. If you take your law firm to the next level and you really start getting a lot of traffic, you'll probably want to upgrade to something better. But when you're just getting started, I think SiteGround is a great choice. And so go to websites. I'm already logged in here, and we're going to be adding a new website. Now, we're going to be doing it from an existing domain. You can also register a domain directly here through SiteGround. I guess you could do a temporary too, but we're going to be doing an existing domain because we're going to be taking it from Namecheap. This is the way I always have done it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but this is the way I've done it. So we're going to go ahead and select an existing domain, and then you're going to go ahead and use the domain here, which I just want to make sure I get the exact right name, Practice Law Virtually. So I'm going to copy that and paste it in here. And then we're going to go ahead and start a new website. And of course, we're going to do WordPress. Now, could you go with something else? I guess you could, but WordPress is pretty much the gold standard and what you probably should be using for your law firm website. Now, we have to set up login credentials. So I'm going to do that real quick and then hit continue. Now, I will mention when you do set up your username and password, make sure you save your password someplace else. You're going to want to add it to your password, whatever system you use. I use LastPass up here for all my passwords. You're going to want to add it to that system later on, but when you're initially getting started, you're going to need that password, and you're going to need to make sure it's in a safe spot because you'll need it to log into your website for the first time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to take this special offer, and it is going ahead and it's creating my website. All right, once the SiteGround is finished setting up your website, there's another step you have to do, and this is why we have the domain here with Namecheap. Also, you have to point your domain to the new server. So what you have to do is you've got to grab these two things here. So copy that, and you're going to go over here to Namecheap, and where it says Name Servers, you're going to do Custom DNS, and you're going to paste them in here. Now, I will tell you, this used to take 24 to 48 hours for this to propagate. It is really fast now. I'm interested to see how long it's going to take. So we'll go ahead and save that. Okay, so it says right here, it may take up to 48 hours to take effect. But let's go ahead and see. So we're going to go to the hosting panel. And WordPress should already be installed. So we're going to go to, and I apologize, I've got a cat making noise in the background. Hopefully that's not too loud, but we'll go ahead and see if it's already. So it's already set up. I mean, that's way fast. Like you literally used to take 24 to 48 hours for this to happen. Now it's virtually seamless. It's almost automatic. Now you have to do something else here. You have to go into SiteGround and you have to do an HTTPS enforce. And so a lot of places will ask you to pay for this. You actually don't need to do that. you just go and you get the SSL thing, and let's go ahead and let's do the wild card, because this is going to tell anyone who comes to your website that it's actually a secure website, and you want to make sure you have that in place. All right, so then we've got it installed, and then we need to configure HTTPS. And then, so you can go to this page here and just make sure you follow all these steps and make sure your HTTPS is configured properly. And that's it. Now you've got your WordPress site set up, and let's just go here and see if it is secure now. It is not. So I'm going to have to make sure that's set up. And the way you're going to do that here is you're going to go to this little actions thing and enforce HTTPS, and you're going to go ahead and just turn that button on, and now it should be set up properly. So we'll go back to the website and see what happens. And now you can see it's got the little lock here. Connection is secure. So HTTPS is set up for your website, which is what you want to make sure happens. So there you go. You've got a brand new WordPress site. Now to go ahead and log into your site, you're going to type /WP admin, and then you're going to go ahead and use the username and password that you saved from before. Make sure you add that to your password program that you use, and now you're logged in. You can go ahead and hit the start now. And you want to make sure you don't need to pick any of these right now just yet. So go to the bottom somewhere. It should just, I guess it wants you to pick something. So I guess we'll just pick the default and click continue. And we're not going to add any of this stuff here. We're just going to go ahead and click continue. We're not going to do anything here. Just hit complete. Now it's finishing the WordPress installation with just the generic theme. And now we'll go to the dashboard. And you can see now your WordPress site is all set up. You can click this button and open it up, and there you go. You've got a brand new website. Obviously, it still needs some optimization. It still needs some customization, but it's basically set up, and you are ready to roll with your new website.